So here we are, the biggest tax reforms in a generation. Capital gains tax discount of 50% is proposed to be abolished, replaced by an indexation mechanism which really was sort of pre-1999, and a minimum tax of 30%. Negative gearing. Losses are quarantined for people that own properties prior to budget night. And going forward, those deductions will be limited to the same asset class. So people will no longer be able to offset any holding cost losses, i.e. expenses greater than income from these properties, and they will be able to utilise those, but only against the same asset class. So this is going to impact a lot of people, and I think this is a big one. But there is a carve out, and because the government has said that they're trying to make things more equitable for the younger generations, I'm still trying to figure out quite how they work that one out with this budget. But forgetting that, the carve out is that new builds, so people constructing new homes will still get to enjoy the benefits of negative gearing as we see it up to budget night. And that is really important, especially for people who are on higher incomes and looking to buy quality new real estate assets. So that will protect them in a pretty significant manner. It's one of the good things that happens. Yes, and I can see that there's going to be quite a lot of toing and froing going on in relation to these proposed changes. We can already see that coming out in the media since budget night. They're proposing that trust distributions are going to be taxed at a minimum of 30%. Now that's a non-refundable tax credit, so if it goes to an individual, they'll be able to utilise it. But if it goes to a corporate beneficiary, they won't. So you'll end up with double taxation, where if you have a bucket company now, it'd be taxed up to or in excess of 60%. So that will really get rid of that altogether. And I think, again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. But there's also the situation where there may be an unintended consequence on testamentary trusts, which brings forth the spectre of inheritance tax, perhaps. So I think the government has a lot of work to do to get some of these changes across. But then, as I said earlier, we've got to bear in mind that the Greens are actually wanting to have even more draconian changes to the tax system. So it really is something to watch. And certainly at our next quarterly review, we should be able to have a lot more clarity on the situation. The permanent instant asset write-offs have been continued, and lost carrybacks for the last couple of years of profits for corporate entities is a positive thing. But overall, I think most people recognise that the changes from this budget are probably more negative than positive.